Hello everybody, welcome to Bad Big Games, where we talk about all things game news, reviews, and some special prediction videos like these. With the PlayStation 5 event coming now on the 11th of June, today we're going to talk about my predictions for the PS5 Reveal Event. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, Future Joe, start the show. So, you heard me right, it first started as a rumor of a little Twitch ad that ran a little bit earlier than it was supposed to. The PlayStation 5 Reveal Event has been pushed back until the 11th of June. That's this Thursday. So I thought, what better way to get some excitement going to this event than to get all the list of the biggest rumors and all the biggest games that people have been saying are going to be at the show for months and kind of put them to the test. Have a nice little prediction show. So with that, before we begin, I want to know what y'all think in the comments down below. What are some games you'd like to see at this event? And yeah, let's do this. Let's go down the list together. And let's first start with the first party games, with the first one being a softball, and that is Horizon Zero Dawn 2, whatever the sequel to Horizon's going to be. This one's an easy one because I feel like a lot of details, a lot of leaks, a lot of rumors over the last few months have kind of indicated that Guerrilla is working on the first big game for the PS5. And I mean, it's been over, what, 3-4 years since the original? So it only feels like a just standard progression of development. Not to mention also the actors have also spoiled it themselves. So I think Horizon Zero Dawn sequel is a surefire thing, at least in the launch window of the PlayStation 5. The next one is a game that I really want to see, because 5 years ago this game came out and it was just kind of like a dark horse. It came out of nowhere and it just surprised a whole lot of people, and that is Ratchet and CLank Reboot. I would love to see a Ratchet and CLank sequel. Honest to goodness, with the acquisition of Insomniac Games, I feel like it's only right for Insomniac to go out and make their first game under officially the PlayStation banner, being one of the games that really put them on the map. So I think Ratchet and CLank is a great thing to put on a portfolio of saying, hey, look, here's a family-friendly Pixar-looking game on your platform, on release window, and kind of seeing how Insomniac is a multiple team studio. I could see that they're working on a sequel for sure. Now for number 3 on this list, I'm matching up 2 games, and that is the God of War sequel or the Spider-Man 2 rumored in production. Well, we could assume both those games did gangbusters. They're going to get sequels, but in all honesty, all the rumors and speculation around these games, I just kind of don't believe them. I don't think that Sony needs to throw the kitchen sink at this event. I think they just need to show a few staple games and a whole lot of third-party games to kind of sell you on the tech. And with games like Spider-Man, though it would be great to have, like comicbook.com or outside sources looking at this event and peering in and checking out PlayStation 5, I feel like Spider-Man's there to sell consoles more than anything else. So I definitely think Spider-Man and God of War, those are both wait and sees. Those are in a year or two at the very latest. Okay, number 4 on this list is a rumor that I keep hearing month in, month out, and that is Silent Hills. There's always these rumors that Konami is licensing out some of their major franchises to people, and where I see something like, Metal Gear Solid as a non-possibility because, it's just solely attached to Kojima, and I see Castlevania living on through Souls games, I kind of just feel like Silent Hills makes sense. You saw PT, right? That demo took the world by storm. You see PlayStations go for thousands of dollars on eBay just because it has PT on the hard drive. So I think Sony wants to take that Tempest engine, that Tempest sound, and really sell you on the spooky eeriness of Silent Hills and totally giving it a reboot, and maybe even bringing in some of the creative directors from the previous games onto this title would be something that people would be really down for. So I would check it out, and that's coming from someone who's never played a Silent Hills game. So yeah. Next is number 5 on our list. Now, this one's another weird one, another weird matchup, because Bluepoint has been teasing us for months that they have multiple projects in development and they got something really special for the PlayStation 5. And for, I think, years at this point now, there's been a rumored Demon's Souls in production at Bluepoint, and now over the weekend they're saying that they're rumors, of course, that they're remaking Bloodborne, or at least giving it a remaster. I don't know how I feel about Bloodborne, but I keep on seeing Demon Souls there, so I'm going to say the game we're going to see from Bluepoint maybe neither of these, but I kind of have a good feeling that we're going to see a Demon Souls remake because I feel like that game needs it more than a Bloodborne does. So yeah, absolutely. I think Bluepoint working on Demon Souls. Now, next one is another softball, and I think that's Gran Turismo. The reason as to why I'm not a big racing fan, so I can't tell you, I don't know my ass from my elbow when it comes to cars, but I do know one thing. Every time you see a console get revealed, what do you see? You see a racing game. I don't know why you do, but I guess cars look really nice always in like the engines or whatnot. I don't know. Someone in the comments down below. But yeah, Gran Turismo. It's a racing game. It's also a franchise that people know and people are nostalgic for. And I think this game definitely does need a win because from what I'm aware, Sport didn't do so great, at least in the beginning. And I would love to see this go head to head with Forza yet again coming into this new generation. Okay. Second to last on the list, and this is just me, again, just throwing it out here, Housemarque Games. They are the creators of Resogun and Dead Nation, and so many other awesome arcade shoot 'em ups. They're just a great studio. They've hit really hard times as of late, but they have noted that they have gotten funding by a secret source and that they're making something really special, and it's their biggest project yet. I kind of feel like PlayStation has acquired the studio because they're so dang good and they're going to be making something that's the biggest game yet from them. So go for it, Housemarque. I'm rooting for you, buddy. So my last prediction for the first party stuff is this. Let's talk about cross-gen and let's just talk about backwards compatibility for literally a minute and just say this. I think you're going to see backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 5. You're definitely going to see cross-gen games like Fortnite make its way over to the PlayStation 5, but I think all those things are going to be incredibly lacking compared to whatever Xbox is offering, where they're offering free HDR updates to previous games, machine learned ray tracing in previous games, even if it's 360 or original Xbox, and boosting your FPS. You're not going to get any of that with your PlayStation. I feel like you're lucky if you're playing, Bloodborne just the way it is at this point in time. I feel like they'll have a list that gets better over time and gets longer over time, but I think at the start of this generation, it's going to be a very big sore point for the PlayStation 5. And when it comes to cross-gen, I definitely think that's a thing. I definitely think that's a thing that's going to be as on par with Xbox as you see right now. And that's not even going for things that are games and services like your Destinies or your Fortnites or your Call of Duties. But I'm also talking about, Cyberpunk. I definitely feel like it's going to be a cross-buy upgraded when that upgrade comes out for your PlayStation 5 type of experience. If they don't do that, that is embarrassing. So that's my first party stuff. Let's talk about some third party stuff, shall we? I want to start off my third party predictions with another softball, and that is Resident Evil 8. Now you might be saying, Joe, you just talked about Silent Hills and spookiness. I don't want to get spooked anymore. I'm going to have a heart attack. I want to get excited. I want to get scared. But I feel like with Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil, Capcom has had a terrific partnership with PlayStation. We've seen year in, year out now for the last 3 years, Resident Evil's a yearly property at this point, whether it's a remake or a new IP, and seeing how every time there's a new Resident Evil game, it gets announced at a PlayStation stage. So knowing that with rumors starting in February that there's going to be a Resident Evil 8 and that it's going to be called Village and they're going to play with the numbers and letters and make it all, you know what they do, Roman numerals. It just makes sense that this game is going to get shown at this event if this game is a early 2021 title and if we make it that long. Now, my next prediction is about Dragon Age 4, because if the PlayStation official UK magazine has anything to say, we're going to see at least 36 games at this event. I'm only kidding. But at the same exact time, Dragon Age 4 was one of the games inside the magazine that was leaked out. So knowing that Dragon Age 4 was actually shown off at the Game Awards 2 years ago, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it in some way, shape, or form here on this stage and then having it teased for EA Play later on in the month. But I definitely feel like Dragon Age is a safer bet than I think a lot of people are letting on. Next is my third prediction. Batman or Harry Potter. Now, I'll say this, WB was supposed to do their own event, so maybe that is still the case and we see neither of these games. But if I'm Sony, I want to make a partnering deal with one of these two huge IPs, and I'll say this, if we see Spider-Man, there's no way we see Batman. I don't think we see a Marvel property and the DC property in the same show. So I say this, if we see Spider-Man, I doubt we'll see Batman, but Harry Potter, that's an RPG that we've known at least for over a year now that exists. So maybe Harry Potter. Maybe that makes even more sense. You get those magic, university nerds there. I don't know. I don't know Harry Potter. Someone tell me the plot. Anyway, number 4, Elden Ring. This was another game that was rumored or leaked out in the UK magazine. I don't think this one's going to be here either. Elden Ring, last time we saw it was on the Xbox stage. But I am super curious to see what George Railroad Martin does with From Software over in Japan. So I definitely want to see this game at this event. I just don't think it's going to be the case. With that, let's talk about Call of Duty. Call of Duty has a huge marketing deal with PlayStation at the moment. I don't think necessarily Call of Duty needs PlayStation, but it would be a great way to have other eyes on your event to make it even bigger. If Activision just says, hey, Call of Duty fam, I know you're playing Warzone right now, but go ahead and watch this reveal event because our game's going to be there, because Black Ops Remastered or Remake, whatever, will be at this event. Yeah, you're going to have way more eyes on this event than you thought, but I think that is also a game that Activision wants to kind of guide the metric themselves. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Call of Duty at this event, but it was announced earlier. But hey, it's all coming down to the wire. I could be wrong. Second to last thing, are we going to see Bethesda? Because out of the same magazine, we saw Starfield and we saw Elder Scrolls 6 in the articles. No. Plain as day, no. I don't think we're going to see Starfield, and I don't think we're going to see Elder Scrolls 6. I do think Bethesda's doing their own thing later on in the months to come, but I just don't see any of these games being something that we're going to see and them not come out immediately afterwards. Bethesda likes to show us a game, usually, and then it come out a year or 6 months after that game has been revealed. So I don't think we're going to see Bethesda at all, though I would love to see them. Now, last but not leastly, Ubisoft. Now, here's another matchup. It's either Watch Dogs Legions or the Beyond Good and Evil sequel prequel, as I like to call it. I think that's a way better title, if I'm also being honest with you. My theory here is Ubisoft likes to play all sides, so we see them making deals with Nintendo, you see them making deals with Xbox, with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and with Watch Dogs Legion coming out somewhere in between 2020 and 2021, I definitely see this game being utilized to show the advantage of that super fast SSD. Maybe you're switching off from your, old lady biker gang to your old man, hit squad, because let's be honest, when we're playing that game, we're only going to have old people assassins, because that seems awesome. And you're doing that in literally milliseconds. So I think that's going to be the case. I think they're going to try to play both sides here and have marketing deals for both. And I think Legion just makes more sense because I think that game's going to need that marketing deal more than the Beyond Good and Evil sequel prequel. So with all that said, and with all that out of the way, those are all of my predictions for this event. So let's just go over it real fast. Okay, the too long didn't read version. Ratchet and CLank sequel. Yes, I have faith. Horizon sequel? Yes, I definitely have faith. We're not going to see God of War. We're not going to see SpiderMan. But we will see Silent Hills, and we'll get real spooked out. We will see Demon Souls, and I think the Bloodborne rumors are just that. Rumors and nothing more, nothing less. Backwards compatibility and cross-gen will be addressed. It's just not going to be as great as Microsoft. Gran Turismo will be there because cars. Housemarque will be there because I'm rooting for the little guy. When it comes to third party, Resident Evil 8, yeah, absolutely. Dragon Age 4, sure, why not? Batman or Harry Potter, maybe. Elden Ring, hard pass. Call of Duty, nah. I'm just gonna settle it on no. We won't see Bethesda either, and at the end of the day, yes, we're going to see some type of breakdown of Watch Dogs Legion. So with that, those are my predictions, but I want to know yours. Leave yours down below. Let's have a fun conversation about this. What are your hopes? What are your dreams? What are your fears of this event? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let's have a conversation. There's literally no wrong answers until that day when we're all wrong. So with all that said, and with all that out of the way, if you like this video, please hit like, share, subscribe, keep your wits about you, and have a nice one.